Is Amazon FBA still worth it in 2024? Well, to answer that question, I'm going to have to take you back about 5 years ago to when I first heard about Amazon FBA. So when I first heard about Amazon FBA, I was in sixth form. When you're about 16 years old, I was in college, and I've seen a lot of people on YouTube talking about Amazon FBA. Now, a lot of these people now turn out to be scammers, as everyone obviously finds out within the industry. But back then I knew no better. I was 16, I didn't have much money at all. I just wanted to get involved in some sort of money making online. So I'd watch every video. I'd buy the odd £50 course here and there. I'd join so many free webinars that you probably see. All it is a funnel to get people involved into their mentoring or their course, etc. I didn't know whether these people were legit or not. Most of them probably weren't. Maybe some of them were, but I knew no better. So hopping on these webinars, I was 16, vulnerable. They was preying on people like me. They would sell me the dream. Okay, so they're all living in Dubai now with these Lambos and they can automate Amazon FBA. Little did I know that 4 or 5 years later, I'll be starting my own Amazon FBA business, approaching 7 figures this year. So there I was hopping on these webinars, and I think at the time that was when Amazon FBA was probably at its peak in terms of a money making machine. You could just hop on Amazon, sell anything, and you make money like that. Whereas today you've got to be a bit more clever about it. You've definitely got to be more screwed on than you were, 5 years ago. 5, 10 years ago, I'm guessing it was a gold mine. Now that's not to say that you can't make money in this day and age. So I started my own Amazon FBA business about 3 years ago. So looking at all the people that do Amazon FBA, trying to gain as much knowledge as I can, mentoring here, courses there, ebooks, Amazon FBA tutorials on YouTube, everything, networking events, also networking online, making sure you're in the right group chats, etc. I'm soaking up all that knowledge to start my own Amazon FBA business. I eventually do start my Amazon FBA business, and for the first 6 to 10 months, I was absolutely crap. I didn't know what products to look for. I didn't know whether they were going to sell. I didn't know whether it was going to be a good investment. I was losing money quite often on products. At the end of the day, I couldn't find many products as it was, so I only had 2 or 3 products, and they wasn't even replenishable. I thought I was doing wholesale. Turns out I was actually doing online arbitrage, which means you can't really restock those products too often. It got to the point where I was speaking to people and they was trying to help me out, and I was saying to them, right, they was asking me what I was sourcing, and I was sourcing wheelbarrow wheels. Why the hell was I sourcing that to sell on Amazon? That's how bad I was. So once I got around the right people, they started to teach me how to source properly, and they taught me what to look for and what to stay away from on Amazon. So a year goes by, I've now hit well over £100,000 in sales, and that was about 2022. So I was 18, 19 at the time, and I went full time pretty early on. So I left my part-time jobs, I finished college, and I decided to go all in on my Amazon FBA business. Turns out it was the best thing I've ever done, because it gave me location freedom quite often so I can go on holiday and earn money. It gave me financial freedom, so I'm not going to rely on a boss that I don't like. I haven't got to be around employees that I don't like at all, trying to make small talk, not got to travel to work. I pretty much go gym whenever I want, usually in the daytime because it's less busy. So, Amazon FBA, is it worth it? In my opinion, it's 100% still worth it in 2024. As you can see, some of my students are still making crazy results in this day and age alongside me. And they're not the only people that are doing Amazon FBA. Amazon is growing at a rapid pace each year, and they need people like me and you to sell on their platform. They make most money off people like me and you, not themselves. So it's in their best interest to keep people like me and you around to sell on Amazon FBA, because we make them a shit ton of money as well. Now I get asked all the time, is Amazon FBA saturated? I'd say it's saturated with idiots and people that don't know what they're doing. It's not saturated in the pockets that I do and I teach, because at the end of the day, you need some sort of knowledge to know what to sell on Amazon FBA, whether it's going to last, whether you're allowed to sell it, whether it's going to make a profit over a long period of time. Who knows what tomorrow can bring, but at the end of the day, do you really think e-commerce is going anywhere? Maybe it changes slightly over the years and evolves, of course it does. What industry doesn't? But at the end of the day, if you can't adapt to this, then what business can you adapt to? There's been times I've had to adapt my business to get over certain scenarios, and it goes the same in any industry. For example, I'm sure dropshipping has changed over the last 5 years. People have had to get better at it. They've had to change little things. And a lot of people are scared of AI, etc. You should be scared about who's in control of AI, not AI itself. So my advice to you is, if you're starting Amazon FBA in 2024, you need to make sure you're thinking outside the box, You're looking for products that not everyone else is looking for. You're making sure you're looking for products that have got a stable buy box history, which basically means are they going to stay stable on price within the next 3 to 6 months, which means you're going to be able to stay on the listing longer. You don't really want to be looking at all the same products everyone else is looking at with 20, 30 sellers on them. Those are the sort of products that are going to get tanked in price. You're going to be left with no profit and you're going to be thinking this business model doesn't work. It does work, you just got to stick it out long enough to see it work and get better and better at it each week. I tell all my students you need to be sourcing for a minimum of 10 hours a week. That's a minimum, just to get yourself onto the point where you're actually making some decent money, you're contacting enough suppliers to get some products under your belt. So, if you want to see more videos in depth of how to break down an Amazon FBA business and scale it to over 6 figures within the first 10 months, make sure you subscribe and make sure you like the video and comment what you want to see as well. And of course, if you're interested in the one-to-one mentoring, drop me a message on Instagram or look at the website in the description for any information on that too.